Hello, everybody. Welcome back to WWTF. We're in the KastAway Show on MikeC.
And I'm Fred Watt.
Hey, happy retro Wednesday. You almost got me. You almost got me. Retro. God darn it, boy.
Yes, we are bringing the series back. We have done this before, but we're bringing it back. So on Wednesdays, we're going to do what's called Retro Wednesdays, and we're going to take a look at some of the classics that started the birth of everything that you see now. This is before downloads. This is when you could take a game home and actually play it and not have to wait like an hour or so to download some shit that was already supposed to be in it.
Game, basically. Correct. And it's always a day one patch.
Yes.
Every time. Any game you get right now, it's always a day one patch.
Yeah. So today we're talking about Skype on the Nintendo, the OG NES. We had to blow into the cartridge and slam it down halfway and put another cartridge on top of it. All right. So, Mike, and we're not rating these games. We're just talking about them because they're all excellent. It's a 5 out of 5 in my book of all retro games. But, Mike, tell us a little bit about your experience with Excitebike.
So Excitebike came out 1984, man. I love this game, man. It was the first time you actually could, I believe, customize a track as far as for your actual game. And so you're this little small figurine, riding this bike, and there was two buttons, either accelerate fast or accelerate slow. So you only had just the two buttons. Your B and A, that's the only thing you had to play with. And then you would do jumps. You try not to overheat because I think B was for your fast acceleration or whatever. You try not to overheat, and then you would play these waves upon waves as far as other characters against you. And when you fall off your bike, then you try to run and go get it. And I think you could press some buttons to run faster or something to get to your bike and everything like that. But yeah, this was a fun game. It was the first time you was able to design your track. Me personally, I always like doing the jumps. I just like to put a jump after jump after jump after jump, and that's what all my track would consist of, man. It was just a real fun game, man. I just played this jump for like hours, but I never really remember beating this game, bro. I just played to a point and then that's enough for today. It was never really it's just one of those games that you just play for a while and you're like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
But it was fun though. But I don't want to take nothing away from that. It was fun, but it was one of those games that I never actually, I don't even think that. Is there an ending to this game, Fred? Did you beat this game?
There's no way that you can beat it. Either you play it on A mode or you play it on B mode.
That's right. There's two modes, yep.
That was it. And it was one of the key games that you would get when you got if you were fortunate enough to get a NES. That was one of the games that you could get. And I believe, was it 2 players? Was it 2 players at the same time?
No, I think it was just a first player. Hold on 1 second. I think it was just a first player, Fred.
Yeah, I think we may be. Yeah. And
just section A or section B. I don't see no 2-player mode. Yeah, it was just one player.
And it was a very fantastic game, man. You could play this game for hours, doing jumps and completing boards and stuff like that. And man, I tell you, Excitebike, if you ever are able to, get a NES, again, this is one of the key games that you would get on it. The graphics, I would say, was ahead of its time at that point. We're not talking about mind-blowing graphics or, this was a 8-bit system. 8-bit.
Pixel.
Yes.
Pixel. But you knew what they was doing.
Yeah. And 8-bit, don't get me wrong, 8-bit looked real good because Super Mario Brothers 3, although we're not talking about that, Super Mario Brothers 3 looked fantastic on that NES. And it was just real fun, customizing your own tracks and stuff like that, having your friends come over.
Try to beat your track or whatever, or not fall as much because eventually you could beat it unless there's a time limit up on there. So
and the mud slides and stuff like that. And
I hated that crap.
When you fall off, that little desperate walk to get back to your bike to get on it, just to go into a mud slick and fall again. it was just wild, man. It was a fun game, and like Mike said, I think this was one of the very first games that you can customize the game yourself.
Right.
And I think this game also had a battery inside the cartridge to hold that data, because I don't know yet. You may have to open it up.
I don't think this one. I know like Zelda and all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
Zelda definitely had one. Anybody know that? Just anybody that can answer that?
Question to pose, man.
Yeah.
Great question. Great question. So that's basically about it. Is Excitebike 2-player? Hold up. Excitebike does have a 2-player split screen mode.
It does have a 2-player.
Excitebike on Famicom, this a Japanese disc preferred, does have a 2-player. The version that came out for the U.S. and Europe doesn't have those extra features. So the one in Japan had a 2-player split screen. The one that came out for the U.S. and Europe did not.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
But
I remember it being 2 players.
But it was still a fun game, man. It was still a fun game. Hellified time to play. You could play this game for hours, man. And just like I said, the graphics, they were ahead of its time at this point. And just the bright colors, and I mean, this, like I said, man, this is one of those games that you would had to get if you were able to get a NES. Now, these game systems weren't like really hard to obtain, because you can go inside of Woodworth and Loaford and Kmart and other places to get them, because they were stocked heavily.
Right.
KB toy stores, Toys R Us. Yeah, man. Wow, man. I can't say nothing bad about this game, man. We do have this game, and although I don't play it as much, but when I do go back and I start playing some of the NES games, this is one of my top games that I do put in and play. Because you can spend hours and hours getting lost on this game, man. Very, very beautiful. Excitebike on the NES.
Designed by Shigeru Miyamoto. So you know the guy that did Mario.
I mean, yeah, man.
Good stuff, bro. Good stuff, man. I tell you.
Excitebike on the NES, man. A classic to get if you don't already have it.
So, that it?
Yeah, that's about it.
All right, so, like always, you guys can hit us up at thagamersshow@gmail.com. That's the Gamer Show with an A. Don't forget to head over to the Facebook store page to find low prices. Don't forget to hit us up on vTime. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm a Gamers Club member. And don't forget to hit that bell to be notified when we drop videos like these. Tell people about the Gamer Show. Tell them to subscribe.
Yeah. And please, y'all, support these black-owned businesses. Splif City, where you can get yourself some 420 apparel, and KastAway, where you can get yourself some hidden treasures for yourself or someone else. And please remember to like and subscribe to all our social media channels, man, because we have a lot of stuff that we're offering and giving away, man, and you don't want to miss that. And thank you for coming back to the retro part of the Game Show, man. We love playing these retro games, man.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And yo, we'll see you next time on WWTF.
What the fact?
The Game Show.
Next time, keep on watching. Thanks, and always for tuning in.
Later, y'all.